Greetings, children. In our previous class, The Tattered Blanket, we got some story. Let me remind the entire story again. Gopi came to Thiruvananthapuram to attend an official meeting. After he attended the official meeting, when he was returning Delhi, he wanted to see his mother. So he came to village where his mother was living. In that village, his mother was living with her daughter Kamala, who is Gopi's sister. When Gopi came to his mother, there he was received by his sister, eldest sister Kamala. So Kamala got surprised by seeing him suddenly, and she could not believe her eyes. She screwed up her eyes and she identified Gopi came. And when she told her Amma that Gopi had come, but her Amma did not believe and asked how Gopi came. Gopi was in Delhi. Gopi came closer to his mother and told that he had come, even though his mother did not recognize him. Later, Kamala asked Gopi that why didn't you write letters? Because poor mother had been eagerly waiting for his letters. When Kamala asked, Gopi told that he had been promoted to higher post and his responsibility was doubled, and he had to roam the entire India, and he had not been getting time to spend with his members of family. Then Kamala asked, when you don't get time, why don't you ask your wife Vimala to write letters? Then he told that Vimala also had been busy with 4 children, to look after 4 children in Delhi. So that's why she too had not got time to write letters. When these Kamala and Gopi were discussing, mother asked what was going on. Then Kamala told that I am discussing with Gopi. Again she asked, Gopi? Gopi had come? Gopi came closer to mother and told, yes, Amma, I came. Even though his mother could not identify. Later, mother asked, Gopi married a woman. Who was she? What was her name? Then Kamala told, her name was Vimala. Then Amma asked, who was she? Then she told that she was the daughter of the district collector Nambiar. So far, we have learned this story. Now, let us learn the story, remaining story, and what will happen, whether Gopi was identified, recognized by his mother or not. Now, let me go to read the remaining lesson. Okay? Please open your books And when I read the books, when I read the lesson, you please go through and try to understand. I am terribly upset if I don't get a letter from him every day. He knows it. That's why he writes every day. Look at the way she talks. Gopi's sister turned to him. Just as I told you, you know nothing about what's going on here, do you? Who is that? Amma said again. Who is that in a car? It's me, Gopi said. I had to come to Thiruvananthapuram. I thought I should drop in to see you, Amma. Who is your Amma? What is her name? Where does she live? Is it far from here? No, it is quite near. I don't know how I can bring back her memory, Gopi's sister said to him exasperatedly. Gopi placed his briefcase on the tinna. He opened it and pulled out the contents, clothes, files, a shaving set. Do you know my son Gopi? Amma asked him. He is in Delhi, a government officer. He has Kesari Yogam. He draws a salary of 2,500 rupees. Do you know him? Yes, I know him. Tell him to send me a blanket. There is a cold mist in the mornings. If I catch cold, it doesn't leave me for a long time. Tell him to send a blanket. Won't you? A red one. I had a blanket. The one he brought for me when he was studying in Madras. It is all tattered now. Just a ball of knotted yarn. Tell him to send me a red blanket, will you? I will tell him. He nodded. Please don't forget to tell him the mist is not good for me. I think I will stretch myself out for a bit. I have been sitting too long in the armchair. I have a pain in the neck. Gopi's sister put Amma to bed and came back to the veranda. You didn't come to see Amma, did you? Delhi is too expensive. You know I have 4 children to look after now. I can't make both ends meet with my salary, and one has to keep up one's status. It will be a great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family property. I came to talk it over with you. You will sell your land and go away with the money. I know you won't come here anymore after that. Don't say that. I will come when I get time. Your time? He saw the irritation on his sister's face. It took you more than 5 years to find time to come here. Amma is 83 now. I don't think she will pull on much longer. It took you so long to visit her after the last time. But Amma can't remember who I am, he said, smiling feebly. But do you remember your Amma? Just before I have finished the reading, you might have understood some words. You might have come across some words in the lesson. Now let me explain you the vocabulary, the words which you come across in the lesson. The first word is tattered. Tattered means torn. Now let's take one example. An old man in tattered clothes. An old woman in tattered clothes. Let's know some synonyms also. Tattered means worn out. And let us know the antonym also, opposite word. Antonym means opposite word. Brand new. The synonym means same meaning. To tattered is worn out. The opposite word, that is antonym to tattered word, brand new. Another word in this lesson, exasperatedly. Very annoyed. Exasperatedly means very annoyed. Dad gestured exasperatedly at the television. Means he got aggravated. He got bothered, very annoyed. Exasperatedly means very annoyed. So you can take synonyms aggravated, bothered. Whereas antonym is pleased, satisfied, felt happily. Okay. One more word. Very interesting word. A new word. Malayalam word. Usually this word is spoken in Malayalam language. Kesari Yogam. What is Kesari Yogam? Kesari Yogam means in English well settled. While mother was talking to Gopi, mother told that his Gopi has Kesari Yogam. Means his Gopi was well settled. So here one example. He has Kesari Yogam. So a beautiful word. Kesari Yogam. Another word in vocabulary. In this slide you can see the beautiful idiom, idiomatic expression. Make both ends meet. Make both ends meet. It does mean have just enough money to buy the things that you need. Have just enough money to buy the things that you need. Now let us take one example. Many students are finding it difficult to make ends meet. Here you find make both ends meet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 words. An idiom is a word, a group of words or phrase that has a figurative meaning that is not easily deduced from its literal meaning. Make ends meet and make both ends meet are phrases that mean to acquire the minimum amount of money necessary to live on. Very interesting an idiom. In this lesson, you got it. Now the last word in vocabulary, that is irritation. Irritation means annoyance. Annoyance. That kind of behavior is sure to cause irritation. some people behave such a way that is sure to cause irritation, that brings irritation to others. So irritation means annoyance. Let us take the same meaning, synonym, frustration. Frustration is synonym to irritation. And what is antonym? Delight. Delight is the word, opposite word to irritation. In this lesson, now let us see noun phrases. What is noun phrase? Now let us know. Here in your textbook, look at the following sentence from the text and observe the underlined part. I give you one sentence here, just I read out one sentence here. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man. In this sentence, the importance is given to description of a man. How is the man? A man who is bald, fat, middle-aged. These three adjectives are describing the man. The man is noun. So here one noun is described by some adjectives in that sentence. So a bald, fat, middle-aged man functions as a noun phrase. So here the word man is important and all other words add more information to that word. So it is called a noun phrase. Come on, let us scan this sentence again. A, what is A? A is an article. Bald, adjective. Fat, adjective. Middle-aged, adjective. Then what is man? Noun. So here you find in one sentence three adjectives and one noun. Three adjectives are describing a man. That is noun phrase. So let us see how many such noun phrases are there in this lesson. If you go through the entire lesson, you will find some noun phrases. I tell you. A futile attempt. A futile attempt. What is a? Article. What is futile? Adjective. What is attempt? Noun. So a futile attempt is a noun phrase in this lesson. Let us see one more noun phrase. Her wrinkled cheeks. This is about Gopi's mother. Understood? Gopi's mother. Gopi's mother was old. So her cheeks are wrinkled. So her wrinkled cheeks. What is her pronoun? What is wrinkled? Adjective. What is the word cheeks? Noun. Let us see another noun phrase in this lesson. A red blanket. What is a? Article. What is red? Adjective. What is a blanket? Noun. A red blanket. Another noun phrase. A long time. What is a? A is an article in this sentence, in this phrase. What is long? Adjective. What is time? Noun. These two adjectives are describing noun phrase, functioning noun. A great help, another noun phrase in this lesson. What is a? An article. What is great? Adjective. What is help? Noun. So, here we found some noun phrases in this lesson also. Now let us see summary. The mother was terribly upset if she had not got a letter every day. Kamala told that their mother's mental condition was not good, and Gopi did not know what was happening there. The mother inquired Gopi the ins and outs of his mother. The mother asked Gopi that whether he had known Gopi and told that he had Kesari Yogam. His pay was 2500 rupees per month. She told Gopi to inform her son to send a red blanket. Her present blanket, which was brought by her son Gopi while studying in Madras, was tattered, and there was cold mist in the morning, and if she would catch cold, it did not leave her for a long time. She accepted. So Gopi accepted. Kamala put her mother to bed and came to veranda. Kamala asked Gopi straight away that if he had not come there to see his mother. Then Gopi told that he had 4 children. Delhi was too expensive and he could not make both ends meet with his salary. He wanted to raise some money by selling his share of the family property. Kamala said that once he sold out his property, he would never come back. Gopi saw some irritation on Kamala's face. Kamala said that Gopi had taken 5 years to see his mother, and the mother was 83. She would not pull on much longer. Gopi told that his mother was not recognizing him. Kamala reacted with annoyance and a little grief whether he would remember his Amma. Here the authoress Kamala Das, being feminist, brought out the agony of the common mother. In her view, tattered blanket symbolizes the broken heart of the mother. It is definitely thought-provoking story where parents are being abandoned in their old age instead of being looked after carefully by their children. Kamala Das has a strong focus on tormented female self, craving for life, love from children. She is concerned with the condition of women and the way in which they were being deceived in the society. The tattered blanket portrays the poignant voice of wounded womanhood. Now let us go for comprehension. So now just before we have finished the vocabulary, the reading, and you have finished your reading, I think you might have understood the entire story now. So I would like to ask you some questions. My first question is, what is Kesari Yogam? Kesari Yogam, the word used by Gopi's mother. Okay, what does it mean? It means well settled. Actually, Gopi's mother was telling with Gopi that his son, her son, has Kesari Yoga, means her son was well settled. Now the second question. How did mother describe her son Gopi? How did mother describe her son Gopi? Yes, the mother described her son Gopi was a big officer and earning 2,500 per month and had Kesari Yogam. So the third question is, what did mother ask Gopi? Mother asked Gopi something, not knowing unknowingly that Gopi was her son. As if she was talking to somebody. She was telling about Gopi to Gopi only. She was telling Gopi to inform her son to bring red blanket because she has lost her memory. She is not identifying her own son standing in front of her. Next question. What was the main reason to Gopi to come to mother? What was the main reason to Gopi to come to her? Do you think that Gopi wanted to see his mother and he wanted to know the mother's health condition and he wanted to take his mother to Delhi? No. Yes. You are right. Yes, Gopi wanted to sell his part of land, his share of his land, and get the money. That's why he came to see his mother. Next question. What was the meaning of irritation seen on Kamala's face when he told that he came to his mother to sell his share of land? Then he found some irritation on Kamala's face because Kamala was annoyed with his announcement. That's why she got irritation. So Kamala said that Mr. Gopi, you came to mother to sell your share of land, not to see your mother. That's why she got irritation on her face. The last question. But do you remember, Amma, what does it convey? It conveys a great meaning. The sentence conveys a great meaning. The sentence was told by Kamala when Gopi said that, when Kamala asked Gopi to take his mother to Delhi, then Gopi told Kamala that mother was not recognizing him. Then Kamala got angry and told, of course, our mother may not recognize you, but do you remember Amma? You can recognize Amma? So that conveys a great meaning, that you have to look after your mother because she is almost reaching 83, 82 and she will not pull no longer. She will not pull longer. So here we have discussed some sentences, some questions, some information we got. Now let us see assignment. You have to do this assignment at your home and bring tomorrow, okay? The first assignment is now. You have read the entire story, entire lesson, and you have learned what is noun phrase. And now, after going home, you have to go through the entire lesson again and identify some more noun phrases and write. This is the first assignment I am giving to you. Now the second assignment is, now here one paragraph is given. It is taken from the story only. And in paragraph, in box, you find some sentences. What Gopi said. What Gopi said, Delhi is too expensive. You know, I have 4 children to look after now. I can't make both ends meet with my salary. And one has to keep up one's status. It will be a great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family property. I came to talk it over with you. So this paragraph is told by Gopi. Now, on the basis of this paragraph, we have to write an essay, a short essay on how to keep up family ties despite economic pressures. Keep up family ties. How to keep up family ties despite economic pressures. You may use the hints given below. Impact of economic pressers. How economic pressures are influencing you. And the second hint is lack of time to spend with the family. Because here Gopi has been promoted to higher post and his responsibility is doubled and he has to live from place to place and he has to roam from place to place and he is not getting time to spend with his family, members of his family. And third hint, that is lack of love and affection. Usually when he is not spending adequate time with his family, it leads to the love and affection will be lacked. And next, absence of human relationships. as he has been on tours and is not getting time to meet his relations and others, neighbors. So he is losing his human relationships also. So you have to write an essay, short essay, on how to keep up family ties despite economic pressures. Okay, so this is the assignment. Please do at home. Bring tomorrow.